Let's dive into 20 interesting facts about Kingdom.
Number 1. It's crazy to think about, but this series has moved over 120 million copies globally. That easily secures its spot as one of the absolute best-selling manga of all time. It's literally standing shoulder to shoulder with the biggest names in the industry.
Number 2. Instead of going the standard fantasy route we see so often, the creator grounded this entire epic in real-world drama. The story pulls directly from China's Warring States period. It dives super deep into the brutal struggles and political maneuvering that eventually led to the unification of China.
Number 3. The mastermind behind all this epic warfare is Yasuhisa Har. He first brought this incredible story to life when serialization officially kicked off back in 2006. It's kind of wild to look back and see how much his art and world building have evolved since those very first chapters.
Number 4. Even though the manga was a massive hit, fans actually had to wait a pretty long time to see it animated. The TV series finally hit screens in 2012. That's a full 6-year gap between the manga's debut and the moment we finally got to see those massive armies moving on screen.
Number 5. We're only getting started, and honestly, so is the creator. Hara has specifically mentioned that his ultimate goal is to keep this sprawling manga running until it hits about 100 volumes. So yeah, there's still a massive amount of story left for us to experience.
Number 6. This giant epic didn't just appear fully formed on day one. Hara actually experimented with the whole concept quite a bit behind the scenes. He ended up drawing 4 completely different prototype one-shots just to test out the characters and themes before nailing down the official version we know today.
Number 7, it's totally wild to realize this, but despite its massive chart-topping success in Japan, Western fans were left completely in the dark for a long time. The manga remained totally unpublished in English for almost 2 whole decades before an official release finally happened.
Number 8. The anime adaptation has shown absolutely incredible staying power, surviving the test of time where so many other shows just fade away after a year or two. It's been running for over 10 years now and has racked up 6 full seasons, keeping that huge, dedicated fan base completely hooked.
Number 9. The franchise proved it could conquer other mediums, too. You know, anime live-action adaptations can definitely be a mixed bag, but Kingdom successfully made the jump to the big screen. The first live-action film dropped in 2019 and perfectly captured the grand scale of those ancient battlefield clashes.
Number 10. We're halfway through, and this next one is especially interesting because that first live-action movie didn't just do okay, it absolutely blew up. The box office and fan reception were so incredibly strong that it immediately greenlit an entire series of high-budget cinematic sequels.
Number 11. Production on the anime hit a massive, real-world roadblock a few years ago. Just as the highly anticipated 3rd season got underway, the global pandemic struck. It forced the whole production into a sudden, indefinite hiatus right after just the 4th episode aired, leaving everyone hanging on a huge cliffhanger.
Number 12. When the anime finally managed to return from that long delay, this studio made a really interesting choice. Instead of just picking up right at episode 5 where they left off, they decided to completely restart the broadcast from the very first episode. It was a smart way to let fans catch back up with the momentum.
Number 13. If you go back and watch the very beginning of the anime, you'll definitely notice a huge visual difference. The first 2 seasons heavily utilized CGI to render out the massive armies, the complex armor, and the sweeping backgrounds. It definitely gave the show a very specific, distinct look in its early days.
Number 14. Reacting to the evolution of the series, the studio completely overhauled the show's visual identity for Season 3. They essentially ditched those heavy CGI models from the early years and transitioned into a much more universally praised traditional 2-dimensional animation style. It really made those intense character designs pop.
Number 15. Some of the most fascinating details are still ahead, like this awesome behind-the-scenes connection. Harama himself personally reached out and specifically asked legendary composer Hiroyuki Sawano to create the epic soundtrack for Season 3. Getting the guy behind some of anime's biggest anthems absolutely elevated the warfare scenes.
Number 16. The series isn't just massively popular with fans, it's genuinely critically acclaimed by industry legends. It proved its artistic merit by taking home the highly prestigious grand prize at the Tezuka Osamu Cultural Prize back in 2013. That is an absolutely huge honor for any manga creator.
Number 17. To give you an idea of when the hype really hit critical mass, it absolutely dominated the sales charts in 2015. The series moved an insane 8 million copies in just 12 months, solidifying its place as the 5th best-selling manga that entire year.
Number 18. Proving its unstoppable momentum, the manga completely shattered the 100 million copies milestone far earlier than anyone anticipated. It achieved this legendary circulation number long before the story even reached its 100th volume, which just goes to show how gripping the storytelling really is.
Number 19. What's absolutely brilliant about the writing is how it handles the past. While the backbone of the story is historically accurate, Hara masterfully weaves his own original fiction into the narrative. He uses this creative liberty to bridge the mysteries and missing gaps left behind by real ancient Chinese records.
Number 20.
Thanks to its epic scale, deeply complex politics, and unforgettable battles, Kingdom has truly cemented its legacy as one of the most successful historical manga ever created. If Hera can make the Warring States period this captivating, what other forgotten eras of history are waiting for their own masterpiece adaptation? Hey, if you enjoyed geeking out over these facts with me, please do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, share this explainer with your fellow anime fans, and definitely subscribe for more.